It's the beginning of a brand new year, and who knows what 2025 will bring for you? Divorce, the death of the family pet, perhaps even a nuclear holocaust. But one thing's for certain, every day this dipstick will be yelling some nonsense at you, and occasionally playing bass. Alright, let's see if you can help me figure out what's going on in this video.
Papa's short bassist has to tune her bass.
Okay, for a start, I know my voice is annoying, but at least I don't use any of that robot crap. So, she's saying she's too short to reach the tuning pegs, and so she's asked Chris Novoselic there to help her out. Now, I know I'm built like a deep-fried leprechaun, but can anyone actually reach the tuners with this hand? Surely it would be logical to use this hand! And don't call me Shirley. So, there's three possibilities. Either she wants to tune to a certain fretted note, which doesn't seem likely because she was playing up here a second ago, or they wanted to make a stupid video for their social media. Losers. Or they're just absolute dipsticks! I know it's the 21st century, and I've got to try adapt to the changing times. I just don't like 5-string basses. Hi Danny, allow me to introduce a Brit to American culture.
Oh, holy shit.
USA! Thank you, America. And here's your introduction to British culture.
Every little master, every little miss, there behind the greenhouse, having a lovely yoo-hoo, nanny. Titties.
Next, some people are just meant to play drums. Tag one of those people.
Shoot, I don't know where I'm going to. Silk suit, black tie.
And continuing with the ZZ Top theme, they're still doing shows with this ridiculous bass. But they've gone from a 17-string to a 15-string. Yeah, I noticed. And he still only plays 2 of those strings. And he seems to spend most of the time trying to get the bloody thing to work. Day whatever of asking Danny to make a cooking video. Alright, dipstick, let's cook! This video is for all the Japanese viewers of this channel who've requested me look at some of their greatest bass players, Toshiba. And today I need your help with something that's really knackered my bonds. But first, in this week's news, Scott's Bass Lessons released their new fitness course.
Steinberger!
A new direction for Dr. Funk. Batman! And Dave Mustaine discovers that David Ellefson clip. Why is it that playing bass with a pick is frowned upon? Is it because of this plonker?
Real bassists never use pick.
Panettone. Some of the true legends of bass were pick players. Lemmy. Paul. Jason Newsted. So I thought I'd ask some of the top YouTube bass channels for the answer, but they were all busy, so I asked Scott's Bass Lessons.
It's not about the pick. It's about applying it. It's about self-awareness.
Yeah, thanks for that, lads. And I asked Charles Bear too. I'm a big knobhead and I went to Berkeley. Yeah, we know, Charles. Well, they were no help, so I did some of my own research, and the 2 best reasons I've found are that it stems from the original upright purists, and maybe it's just some online forum nonsense. So let me know what you think, but as far as I'm aware, this sounds good. And so does this. So don't be a dipstick. Hi Danny, this picture will make you say hell yeah. No it won't, you don't know me. Hell yeah! Damn it. Okay, fine. Danny, I bet you call this guy a dipstick. Well, that's not likely.
So I found this license plate over here that says Groove, And I was like, oh, I'll bet it's a bass player. But then I saw that it's a fucking Lamborghini. There's no way that's a bass player's car.
I'm gonna get a Lamborghini one day, just you wait and see. What a dipstick. Am I really that predictable? Hi Danny, I bet this bass player makes you say bloody hell. Right, he definitely won't. Just when I thought I knew all the tricks on guitar and bass, someone comes along and blows my tiny mind. I know about the bell trick. And the harmonic hair bobble trick. Who's that dipstick? But when I saw a video of a guy playing guitar with his vocal cords, I thought it couldn't be real. So today we're gonna see if Tarzan was faking it. That's his actual name. Jesus. You're not cancelling me. So all you need to try this is a heavily distorted guitar. I don't know the science behind it, but it really does work. Let's try it with the Rickenbacker. Are your hands getting too sore to DJ? Don't worry, just use a child's face. That's because the inside of here was full of jumbled up spaghetti wires all going to the wrong places. A bit like the inside of here. You gotta check out this amazing bass player, man, Vincent Garcia. Vincent Garcia. Ha 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 ha. Gaspacho. Okay, so Danny Sapko, the font of all knowledge, gets things wrong occasionally, so I do have an apology to make. But first, in this week's news, a rough day for Scott's bass lessons. Disaster for Becky Baldwin. And the horrifying truth of Charles Bertou's new course revealed.
Back then, I practiced pretty much randomly, but I didn't actually see much progress.
Well, Billy, looks like we've ruffled a few feathers in the world of bass again. Just wait till you hear this story. I tell you what, some people this week have really wound me right up. Oh, sorry, mate. Now, I get it. You just want to put on a bass show, and I just want to make sure my friends aren't getting scammed and make some silly videos. But Bass Review Magazine's perspective was... Choo-choo, you bastards! I've even written you this song, which you can use to promote your event. Copyright free, of course. Bring your vodka and your whiskey and and your Charlie Sheen. Cause June the 1st we're partying with Bass Review magazine. Get ready for Bass Day Europe, it's apparently not a scam. Spend your hard-earned money now and join the Bass Day gang. I live in a green and pleasant land called Yorkshire, where the air is clear and life is full of joy. But for some reason, last weekend I decided to visit London. If I had to describe London in 3 words, it would be busy, grey and shite. You go for a beer and there's people everywhere doing stuff in a big rush. You ask for a sandwich and they give you some weird salty beef. You go for a pie and the gravy's bloody green. But worst of all, I stumbled into some dodgy bar to get out of the rain, and look who's playing the bastard bass! Wasn't he an airplane? Okay, last one. Hi Danny, check out Gustav Broman from Sweden. Chiquitita. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Yes, it's me, Dr. Rick, back with some advancements in the world of science. Hey up, you big bunch of bastards! It's Detective Inspector Stick here. The P's silent, and today, a whole load of wazzocks are getting a shafting. No, not really. I went to see Charles live and, annoyingly, he didn't make one mistake in over 2 hours of playing. Prick. And you know what? I've come to realise that there are much worse cases of ponsitis out there than Chuck Berkeley. Yeah, we'll get onto this guy another day. I might even go back to watching Charles's videos again. Let's see what he's got to say on his latest one.
When I went to Berkeley, there were some students there who've been playing jazz.
Nope. Still a dipstick. For me, Wayne's World is one of the all-time greatest comedies, featuring a young Rob Lowe, Dana Carvey, and of course Mike Myers. But it was the moment that bass goddess Cassandra took to the screen that had a profound effect on me as a youngster, simultaneously bringing a tear to my eye and lead to my pencil. Actress Tia Carrere gave a blistering performance as the frontwoman of Crucial Taunt. So I thought I'd check out if she's still performing, and you won't believe this. Just look at this video. Sorry, wrong clip there. Jesus. And just look at this video.
I see a man in the back, he's a matter of fact, his eyes, and his name is Sean. And the girl, no, she's a passionate one. Oh,
So, yesterday I left glorious Yorkshire and went down to Birmingham for the guitar and bass show. And it was great to visit my friends at Rotor Sound Strings and Pine Grove Leather. City colours. And also meet so many people in real life that watch the channel. And you might have seen this photo. Now, the honest truth of what happened here is I was just stood around and all of a sudden these 3 very beautiful and very talented musicians that most of us will know all just seemed to appear from different directions. Not to meet me, obviously, it was just a bit of a coincidence. But you can see by the picture that I'm just a bit overwhelmed by the whole experience, and I'm stood there like... Anyway, after I'd recovered, I went and tried a load of interesting and bizarre instruments, but I was most impressed by the Kala solid body U-bass. I don't know if the camera audio will do it justice, but this thing just sounded incredible.
The Reverend Teddy Boston is a model railway enthusiast and expert, and he uses this elaborate toy of his to win the hearts of youngsters in his parish.
What's up? Slap.
Wait, you play bass? Yeah, I do. Nice. So a little yeah, or maybe like a little bit of a oh, nice. All right.
Here in Britain, we like to laugh at ourselves and at each other. It's known affectionately as taking the piss.
So you know, let's not take the piss here.
I certainly wasn't.
Well, I think you are.
Now, it might seem strange to other nations, but it's a great way to live life and develop friendships. And I believe this channel reflects that. I have a laugh at myself, I have a laugh at others. I think this came about as a reaction to my time as a frustrated, squeaky clean gear for music presenter. Let's just say that I feel they didn't use me to my full potential. And in the Songs tab, there is a great selection of tunes to play along with. Ugh. I think the final straw came when I was told to promote the benefits of Korean Chrome. Genuine North Korean Chrome, supported by Supreme Leader Qui-Gon Jinn. Sean! I'm better equipped to tell you the benefits of Korean fried chicken in this modern era. You don't have to go for the first one you find. You can dip in and out of a couple before you settle down. You'll know when you find the one. And this is mine, the Chip and Earn. What a boozer. We started going in last year and there's still new stuff on the walls we notice each time. And one of them was this bass. Oh, and you see that didgeridoo next to it? A fella once came in and started playing Dancing Queen on it. It were an ABBA original. Anyway, it turns out that David the landlord quite likes me. Maybe a bit too much. And so I was able to borrow the bass. But I didn't realise how bizarre it is. Loose wiring, whatever the hell this thing is. And look at the giant headstock. And it's 25-inch scale. Surprisingly, it works, so let's try it out.
You could do anything.
Spring is sprung, the grass is riz, I wonders where the birdies is. Well, I know where the dipsticks is, selling their bloody courses all over our news feeds. Straight away, Chuck Berkeley.
Offering my course Mastering the Masters at half price.
4 posts later, Crystal Meth George Clooney.
It's 4 of my most comprehensive courses distilled from my 48 years.
Yeah, whatever. So this is a weird one from Scott's Bass Lessons. I'm actually going to have to blur it because I think they accidentally display all their brand discount codes that you shouldn't see until you pay for the course. Anyway, it's still live on their page. But this... This is the best one. This bloody guy, Legolas on a gap year.
YouTube is now officially in easy mode. I started a brand new channel just a couple of months ago. It only took a handful of videos to reach 100,000 subscribers. Any channel monetized in a matter of weeks.
So what is this new channel that Burnt the Guitarist has started? Something completely different? The Burnt Guitar Academy. Wow, how did he make that a success? And what did he say? A couple of months? And what the hell's this? San Pellegrino, the flash git. But why spend $100 when you can choose the far cheaper and far more entertaining £1 courses in my members only area or on Patreon? Come on dipstick, £1 bass! And that's when this comment popped up about him stealing music and selling it. And this investigation got so deep that I had to swap out the usual magnifying glass for something stronger. And some of the videos he's copying have barely any views. This one has 769. A man so used to being the pharaoh was now floundering in a Nile of shite. And then we got Giacomo's reaction. His first response was to say that he doesn't care about my video, that I've built my career on exposing people. And then he tried to sell his bloody songbook. Does he wear that backwards cap to hide the lobotomy scars? You can say whatever you want about me, but at least I still have my integrity. Whereas you are about as genuine as this Rolex. You greasy prick. I'm going to the pub. Goodbye. Well, I've uncovered something fantastic today. Imagine you could have a radar for spotting one of those pretentious virtuoso bass player types. What if they all played the same one thing that instantly gave you a ponce alarm? Well, they do. You've probably heard of the lick. But it is my pleasure to introduce the dipstick lick. Working title. Weed. So, might be a one-off, you think? Wrongissimo, here comes another prick. Weed. So where did you learn that then, Charlie?
Berkeley.
Anyway.
Berkeley.
Anyway, I'm about to show you the undisputed king of the dipstick lick. Please send me any more examples if you find them. Last week it was my pleasure to name the dipstick lick. Working title. Weed. And I asked you to help find the origin of the dipstick lick. Weed. First up, Joe Dart with Wolfpack. Yep, that's definitely one. Let's see if there's any earlier. The Flashback from Wayne's World. How did you think of that? Next, Billy Sheehan's video from the 80s. Similar. Bass players aren't meant to have a 40-year memory. Okay, Stanley Clarke Live 1977. Wow, that could be the earliest. Hold on, what's this? Hi Danny, you dipstick. Well, that's not very nice. I invented this riff in 1935 from Professor Chuck Berkeley III. Is that who I think it is? Bloody hell. Bear 2! I never thought you'd be a sex offender! Witness a miracle this Easter, as a man who was dramatically dead and buried rose again on the third day. That's right. It's Ringo's son, Zack Starkey, and the Roman Empire in this case being the infamously volatile The Who, featuring Emperor Tiberius and Governor Pontius Pilate, with the emphasis on Ponce. I tell you what, ladies and gents, my dipstick senses are tingling with this one. I can just feel a dipstick lick marching with ill-deserved confidence in the direction of this composition. They're always lurking in the shadows and popping up when you least expect it with this guy, like a f***ing mobile speed camera. All the signs are there. He's got a face like Sylvester Stallone licking vinegar off a nettle. Yes! What a dipstick! Here's 4 times I went too far. First up, this joke did not land well with some people. You can say what you like about the British, but thanks to us, countries have Independence Day parties all over the world. Number 2, I made some daft comments about this fella, and I didn't realise he was blind. Otherwise, I wouldn't have called him... Well, I'm not going to repeat it. Number 3, there was that time I put Scott's bass lessons in bikinis.
Steinberger!
Ugh. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. And number 4, last night I called this fella some very silly names. Wings of Ponciness. And it turns out I went fully on the attack against someone that's on the same side as me. And to make it worse, he was really nice about it. So I just want to say, I got it all bloody wrong, alright? And I've apologised to the guy. I'm debating taking the video down actually. I feel like one of them guilty dogs today.
Did you do this?
I really wasn't sure whether to go public with this or not. This letter serves as formal notice that I am initiating legal proceedings against Mr. Sapko for defamation of character, harassment, and the dissemination something of false and damaging statements about my client, David Bialy. Over the past 24 months, he has made repeated and baseless allegations that have seriously harmed Davy's personal and professional reputation. These actions include, but are not limited to, the following. Referring to Davy's height, Sapko claimed that you'd have to hire Fred Dibner to take this lanky cunt down. Jesus, that's not a good start. Referring to the supposed large size of Davy's head, Danny labelled it the sniper's dream, and also falsely claimed that Davy went to a £20 a head buffet and they charged him 30. That's not funny. Referencing Davy's private parts, oh god, here we go. Sapko claims that he must be hung like the gardens of Babylon, further stating that he must have netballs for knackers. The following was sent to Davy's private messages on Instagram, Saturday 21st of September, 3 AM. Oi, the Pillock store called, they're running out of Davy 504. Saturday 9th of November, 3 AM. I find your videos very educational. Every time you come on, I go into the other room and read a book. Saturday 12th of April, 3 AM. You look like someone set your face on fire and put it out with a fork. Jesus, I don't remember saying that one. I remember thinking it. Because of Danny's 2 Italian grandmothers, he believes he has a so-called provolone pass, which allows him to mimic the accent and make strange Italian references. I am the king of the YouTuber base, and you are the dog shit under my shoe. I will steal your video than a Sapko, and every day I make £1 million and eat la tagliatelle bacala. And you'll be eating the pot noodle. Ha ha ha! Slap! And that's a spicy meatball. When Davy announced that his merch store was to be launched, Danny said it must be hard to smash a champagne bottle on a turd. Going on to suggest that Davy should sell his own brand of butter, named I Can't Believe It's Not Bear-to. He also remarked that Davy's signature slap bass style is as busy as a 2-twatted hooker. Mr. Sapko is hereby required to appear in a mandatory bass battle by the end of this video. A bass battle with Davy 504! This is something I've been trying to coax him into for 10 years. And all I had to do was be a complete bastard. We British love an underdog story. The little man topples the giant. David versus Goliath. Except this time Davey's the big fella. The king of YouTube bass finally hands over his crown. This is the Self-Preservation Society. This is the Self-Preservation Society. Go wash your German bands, your boat race too. Comb your bonnet fair, we got a lot to do. Put on your knicker boot and your black and white, 'cause time soon hurrying by. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're only supposed to blow the bloody bass up.
You know what, Danny Sapko? Or should I call you Dipstick Sapko? You actually played pretty good.
Oh, well, actually, I just wanted to say...
Well, too bad you're a plonker.
Eh? Knobhead?
Twat.
Ponce?
Stronzo.
Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put one in a fruit salad. And fruit salads are like bass solos. I like bass solos to have a lot of space, but some people's bass fruit salads are filled with as many tomatoes as possible. And there's nothing wrong if you like tomatoes in your fruit salad, but how long before it becomes a vine-ripened, sun-dried shambles? I feel like I've just downed a pint of passata. About this time 2 years ago, I was down in the dumps with this whole YouTube thing, man. But since then, everything's gone in the right direction, and last week in particular was unbelievable. I collaborated with the king, Davey504, got mentioned by Fantano,
Danny Sapko, bass,
Adam Neely,
Danny Sapko, the bass master,
Rick Beato,
Danny Sapko's video,
and Florence Shightingale. I was on TV singing with Chris Kamara. And a bizarre segment on the radio.
Oh my god, it's Danny Sapko.
She's off again. And I was full to the brim with vim, man. If I was a petrol pump, I'd be making that clicking sound. And as a side note, the most dramatic moment for my footy team. Look for the dipstick on the pitch, absolutely legging it with the flag. Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that's watched the channel. And don't forget to chase your own dreams. You'll get there. And just to top it all off, I found out I can play as Thomas the Tank Engine on Train Sim World 5. Choo-choo, you bastard! Another day, another dipstick. That's right, the dipstick lick is showing no signs of slowing down. There's tutorials, a song,
dipstick lick.
And it's not just bass players, it's been spotted on guitar. And even drums. And this fella, Will Gordon, made a full video just playing it. Now, that's actually quite impressive, but still, what a dipstick. You are now entering bass heaven, and I am your hall porter, Saint Dipstick. In some cultures, they weigh the soul against a feather to determine whether you'll be granted passage or heading south. But here in bass heaven, we're gonna judge whether you have been spending too much time above the 12th fret. So without further ado, we're gonna see how many of these basses we can get through in an hour. I'm like the Bonnie Blue of bass. This is a strange one. Hi Danny, I might be one of your only Buddhist viewers. Well, Harry Redknapp. This is a regular size bass, and I don't mean to get too technical on you, but this one's f***ing tiny. Have you ever noticed that a load of bass players kind of play the same way they talk? Lemmy.
We are Motorhead, and we play rock and roll.
Lee. Paul. No, Ringo, you can't have an ham sandwich. And what about the Instagram bass players? Chuck Berkeley.
Many, many hours at Berkeley.
And, what's his name? Flight of the Bumble bastard. Tiago Andre.
Recuerden que pueden mandarme todas sus preguntas aquí abajo en la cajita de
And what about Mahini Day?
My trip didn't start on a good note because American Airlines.
And what about Davy Bloody 504?
My favorite kind of strings are spaghetti.
Are angry and confused to see this wazzock all over the TV recently, meeting royalty, and this guy, and singing bloody opera. And so I've had requests to sing opera on the channel, and I'm going to keep this clip nice and clean with no silliness so that the BBC can use it. And listen to this dipstick talking shite. Oh bollocks, bloody hell. I can't believe I'm even bothering to address this, but you all wanted to hear my side of the story. So a couple of weeks back, I was in London at Ian and Yannick's masterclass, and it was fantastic. Met a load of great people, went boozing, it were great. And then I saw this video.
So what was Danny like?
But it was interesting, man. I hugged Danny. You know, like when someone lets go of the hug before you do?
And you weren't letting go.
Maybe I have more affection for you than you have for me.
So my recollection of this is I went in for the handshake, and he was like, "No, dude, bring it in." And then all of a sudden I was just like engulfed by these massive arms. He's a big guy, man, I didn't realise. Look at the size difference here. And that was me in these boots. I don't like hugging people. That's why I have that spiky jacket, to be as uninviting as possible. And then he didn't seem interested in my gift of a lukewarm John Smith's for some reason. And then a few of us went off to the pub and we invited him, and he was like, "Dude, yes, so good, Steinberger," or something like that. And then he never bloody turned up. Also on the video, Scott Devine said this.
He literally lives down the canal from me, probably less than 5 miles up the road.
Yeah, only 5 miles. And not once has he said, "Oh, yeah, Danny, come over and check out the studio." Well, I've got a favour to ask you lot. I've always wanted to do one of those challenges that they do, where they take the bass tracks away and I have to write my own. Can you all please go to Scott's Bass Lessons channel and demand that they have me on until they give in and do it? What a pair of plonkers. Hi Danny, my channel isn't getting anywhere and I'm thinking of giving up on my YouTube dreams. Have you got any advice? Yeah, I do. It took me 8 years of trying and failing before I got anywhere. And when I finally started seeing some good results, it was just because I tried something new and it worked. And so the secret is, how can I put this? Disaster didn't stymie Louis Pasteur. Edison took years to see the light. Alexander Graham, you fail your well. He took a lot of knocks to ring that bell. So when it gets distressing, it's a blessing. Onwards and upwards you must press. Till up from the ashes, up from the ashes, grow the roses of success. Grow the roses, grow the roses, grow the roses of success. Grow the roses, the bloody roses, From the ashes of disaster grow the roses of success. Grow the roses. Grow the roses. From the ashes of disaster grow the roses of success. Success, start the engine. Success, man the shroud. Success, lift the anchor. Success. So stop being a dipstick and get cracking. Success. And a lot of us went to the pub after, and something that one guy said just really stuck in my mind. He said, the world of YouTube bass is like 80s snooker. Charles Bertu is Steve Davis, spends hours practicing and never makes mistakes. And Danny is Alex Higgins, the lovable rogue. Never practices and never wins, but he wins people's hearts. And it's so true. And it's not just a ginger thing. And bizarrely, when I got back from London, there was this programme on the BBC called Gods of Snooker that was all about those guys. And it was the late night version where you've got your little fella in the corner doing all the sign language for the blind guys. No, the deaf guys. And then this bit comes on.
Alex Higgins came in very kindly to give him the pep talk, saying, shove the f***ing cue up the ginger arse.
And the guy in the corner goes... Anyway, on to today's video. I've been waiting for the moment that this guy just tipped me over the edge. Glenn bloody Fricker, you've been treading on thin shite, my pedigree chum. After years of spreading your free-range, no-consequence bass player hating bullshit or whinging about drum programming, you said this about my bass tone.
Danny, the next time you do a bass battle with Davey 504, change your f***ing strings, you cheap bastard! They sounded like you dug them out of a sock drawer in your grandma's basement.
Now, firstly, Glenn, frick off. There's only one Spectre sound, mate, and it was here in Bingley. Anyone remember it? Best guitar shop ever. And secondly, you might actually be right, Glenn. It was sounding a bit dead. You're probably aware that I'm a big fan of Rickenbacker slinging rock and roll queen of bass, Becky Baldwin. So I've just been watching footage of the Berkeley Summer Bass Bash, and a lot of it is as you'd expect. But there was one glorious moment where Victor Wooten and Charles Bertu were on stage, and Charles plays the dipstick lick. You know the dipstick lick, the one that goes... weed. Yeah, that one. And just listen to the crowd's reaction. We've done it, Team Bass. The dipstick lick has gone global. And what perfect timing, because those dipstick lick t-shirts you've all been asking for have arrived. But we've only got 100 of these and they're selling fast, so be quick, you bastard!
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Choo-choo, you bastard! Bodysuit bush bass. Grow the roses! The theme to Godzilla was a collaboration between these two artists, making Godzilla only the third scariest predator. And would you believe, even
If you had one shot or one opportunity,
you wouldn't catch me doing that.
Fancy cars, gold chains, don't mean a thing. Work to your brain, famous my game.
Last weekend was fantastic. My lady and I went up to Glasgow on the Settle Carlisle Railway for this unbelievable lineup. It was my first time seeing the Pistols, and we also met some ace bass fans at the gig. And I got right up front for my favourites, the Undertones. Watch the screen. But I then returned home to see some very strange comments on this photo. Apparently I was in breach of something called lace code. Let me read you the rules. Pink laces means you're in support of women's rights or you're gay. Purple laces means you're in support of LGBTQ+ rights or you're gay. Orange means you're neutral or anti-racist or an ex-convict. Blue laces means you've killed a cop. Bloody hell. Yellow means you're neutral or anti-racist or anti-Pakistani. Well, that's not confusing, is it? Green means you're either neutral, an environmentalist, or Irish. Now, red laces can mean you're a Nazi, a communist, an anarchist, or just looking for a fight. And white laces mean you're a Nazi, neo-Nazi, a member of the KKK, or any part of the world of white supremacy. Now, I am pleased to confirm that I am not a Nazi, a white supremacist, or a racist. I just like colourful f***ing shoelaces. You've all been sending me this clip, and I could tell straight away that Scott's bass lessons were trying to provoke a reaction.
why is a Rickenbacker so annoying?
Oh my god, where do I even start? It's got that freaking bridge, you can't mute anything, it like spikes you in the hand. 2 holes, I never know which to put the thing in.
That one.
One of the pickups always sounds a bit wacky to me. It's got like a bunch of knobs on it.
Volume, tone, plonker.
It's just annoying.
Instead of twiddling with your knobs and using the wrong hole, why don't you finally get me in your studio for a video? I don't use this word lightly, but what a dipstick. There's a certain imposition which targets the musician by some well-disguised and crafty businessmen. You'll be scrolling through your newsfeed, about to get a nosebleed, 'cause it's the same old dipsticks once again. No, I don't wanna buy your fucking course. Your 8-week blueprint, method, system or source. The link's in the description, now pay for your subscription. Mine's the best, forget the rest, it's true. It's a limited time reduction, a 6-string shred seduction. So come on in and read my fake reviews. Oh no, I don't wanna buy your fucking course. Your risk-free guaranteed technique, Trojan horse. No, I don't wanna buy your fucking course. So piss off! I bet 95% of you won't have heard of this guy. I'm willing to put my dipstick on the line. But first, in this week's news, Charles Berthoud tries to fit in.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Leland Sklar loses his cool.
Out of my way!
And Anthony Kiedis finds out she's over 20. So this is Yngwie Malmsteen, the shred master at the peak of his powers in the 80s, also known as Yngwie J. Malmsteen, as to not confuse him with the other Yngwie Malmsteens. And he has one of the strangest merch stores you'll ever see from a guitarist, with a range including tennis socks, pillowcases, umbrellas, a very expensive signed tote bag, and a collection of signed Ferrari steering wheels. But strangest of all must be his brand new range of supplements. That's right, you can now purchase Yngwie branded protein powder, pre-workout and multivitamins. Malmsteen stated, in order for you to be in good health, you need to take supplements. Well, even I know that's not scientifically correct. Anyway, Yngwie claims to take these supplements himself and says that it has helped maintain his health and guitar playing abilities. Wow, let's have a look at a recent clip. Golden bowl, chicken fouillon, veg spring roll, special mix Szechuan, char siu fried rice, wonton soup twice, duck pancake roll at Golden Bowl. Today I found out that Davey504 has an entire channel translated into Spanish.
¿Qué onda? Slappers, muy seriamente. Pero antes de eso, cachetea el like épico. Un video de Danny Sapko.
There's something strangely amusing to me about seeing stuff dubbed into other languages.
You are a toy! Du bist ein Spielzeug!
Kinda reminds me of... Never mind. I wonder if other channels will go down the same route. Scott's bass lessons. El Steinburgo. Charles Bear 2. Soy un dipstico grande. Y fui a la escuela de Berkeley. Yeah, we know, Charles. Well, with me, some people are struggling with the language barrier, so I might start a Danny Sapko channel translated into English. Hello and welcome to the channel. I like to play the bass. Nothing beats a Reichenbacher. 5-string basses are for idiots. Oh, fiddlesticks. Bill Wyman is a paedophile. I am what they call a hopeless nostalgic and a traditionalist, and it comes in the spirit of being a Yorkshireman, to be skeptical of anything new or slightly different. That's why I only like bass guitars with 4 strings, like they should be, and that's why I only drink proper Yorkshire tea from India. But I've been working on all this and I've realised that just because something's the original version doesn't mean it's the best, like bicycles. Better with 2 wheels the same size. And the first ever hamburger from 1900. Could have used a bit of bloody sauce. And I'm also trying to be open-minded when something new comes along. I must have been sent this next clip about 100 times this week. I'm not yet convinced that this is going to be the future of the bass guitar, but you never know. What do you think? I'm sick of all the confusion surrounding this very important issue, so today I'm going to clear it up once and for all.
You here for the bass tournament?
What?
The bass tournament.
It's a bass tournament.
This is a bass. And this is a bass. This is a bass. And this is a bass. But this is a bass bass. And this is a bass bass. And this is a bass catching a bass. And this is a mutant bass playing a bass. Well, I know one thing for certain. This is bass! I've received some strange gifts from you lot recently, but this one is just the Plonker's pyjamas. I got an email from a man named Scott Ritchie, who's designed a bass guitar just for me. And today it arrived, and in this case we have a Texas bottle opener, a load of cable ties, this t-shirt, some short-scale bass strings, and this bass guitar. Bloody hell! So this thing is called the Heretic, and it's actually inspired by a medieval torture device called the Heretic's Fork, which you can still buy now for recreational use, or so I've heard. Scott says, I admire Danny's need to seek the truth and think he should have this OG truth detection device, referring to big lying cheating bastards like Giacomo Tura. I'm gonna go into this thing properly at a later date, but for now let's just see how it sounds. I had a very unexpected request this month. In fact, it's been a great month in general. I was a guest on BBC Radio 5 Live.
We should get you on Playing Live at some point to promote live music. That's what we should do.
Yeah, no, I'll send my hologram in for you.
Yeah.
And I sang live on BBC Radio 3. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. But when I heard that Justin Hawkins wanted to interview me, I almost dislocated a bollock. And right until the call started, I was still convinced that this was all some elaborate prank and that Charles Bertu was going to jump out in a wig like, I believe in a that love! Got you, you little shit. But no, it really was him, and we had a right laugh. Turns out me and Justin have got more chemistry than Einstein. There was one bit where we discussed his Queen knuckle tattoos, and I said I might get that with the Ramones, and he was like, yeah man, you should do it. So I got it done, and then that clip didn't make the final edit. But anyway, you can watch the full video now on Justin Hawkins' channel. I was thinking, what would my superhero name be? I want to just materialise every time someone plays the dipstick lick. I'd need a really clever name like Dipstick Man. Genius. And now I just need a really camp, ridiculous costume. Actually, I think I've already got that covered. The 1st of August was, of course, Yorkshire Day, and we have some excellent bass players from our wonderful county, such as Chris Waltonhome from Muse, Stuart Morrow from New Model Army, and of course Scott Devine, or is he Adolf Devine? Steinberger! Ugh. It's true, I've sold out. I accepted an offer to be a guest on Scott's bass lessons for the lucrative fee of 2 cappuccinos and a sandwich. And me and Scott got on really well, actually. I think there's going to be 3 or 4 videos, including some of their toughest challenges. I did get the sense that Scott was pretty unaware of some of the times he's been featured on my channel. Right, you gremlin, I'm nicking all your money and taking it back to Leeds. Scott did manage to coax me into a bizarre picture of me smelling the glove. I don't know how that happened, it's all a bit of a blur, but it smelled like oat milk and avocado. These are the fastest selling items on Reverb this month, and I couldn't believe my eyes. 143 seconds, 84 seconds, 67 seconds. But the fastest of all was a 5-string Rickenbacker in 30 seconds. Who the hell bought this? Does the devil's bile run through your veins? And when I thought things couldn't get any worse, I've just found out that birds have started singing the dipstick lick.
The birds are mocking you, Danny. Mocking you.
Ah! 95% of the music I listen to is 20th century guitar-based pop. And my mates have been trying to get me to expand my horizons, so they took me to an exotic land called Leeds for a fun-filled night of experimental Japanese jazz. I was told to dress appropriately for a night of embracing East Asian culture, so I dug out my Rush Hour 2 t-shirt. And in Little Tokyo restaurant, I was invited to get experimental with the cuisine. So I had a traditional pint of lager, and then onto the gig where this was the opening act. Everyone seemed to be really getting into it, but I was totally lost. And then the main act was this chap, Dr. Kiyasu. I don't know who let him be a doctor, but I wouldn't fancy him inspecting my knackers. But then I got chatting to people and it was all going really well. Until, no joke, this drummer impaled his hand on a spike on my jacket and he's probably scarred for life. So what I've learned from this experience is just don't ever try anything new and never go to Leeds. You're a dipstick. You're a prat. You're a plonker. You're a twat. You're a ham-fisted Burke. You're a pig-nosed, ugly prick. You're a gobshite jerk. You're a shithouse. You're a dick. You're a wazzock, a flashy git. You're a pillock, a witch's tit. You're a knobhead, a bint. You're a jumped up little runt. You're a bastard. You're a shitfuck. You're a cunt. Choo choo, you bastards! This is a guitar lead, and so is this, but this one's a big curly bastard. Now, like me, you'd probably think that these make no distinguishable difference to the sound of your instrument, but there's someone who does, and he's the love child of Charles Beartooth and Davey 504.
So when compared to using a normal guitar cable, the coily cable would sound a lot more warmer.
Charlie Bialy even claims that it was an integral part of Hendrix's guitar tone. All silly jokes aside, Charles Beartooth is an incredible bass player. Recently he joined Victor Wooten on stage. Let's see what Victor had to say about him.
I can't say what I want to say. I could get all that funk coming out of this dude.
Yeah.
How can I say it? He ain't as dark as me.
He's kind of got red hair, too.
I know. He's like Irish or something.
You don't see...
I mean, ain't no funk in Ireland.
Okay.
A bit of light-hearted racism from Victor Wooten there. Imagine if Charles had got on and responded with... Thanks, Victor. I think you're pretty damn funky too for an African-American. Scandal at Berkeley. Anyway, as great as I think Charles is, someone emailed me recently and said, does the Charles Beartooth slap situation remind you of that video of Elvis with the squeaky shoes? And now I can't unsee it. Or Ludwig van Berkeley. I'm Danny Sapko, and on this channel we laugh at black people. We laugh at white people. We laugh at Asians, Canadians, Indians, Mongolians, Australians. We laugh at the women. We laugh at the men. Those that are 2 foot and those that are 10. We laugh at the old. We laugh at the young. The free of care and the tightly strung. We laugh at the slapper, the dipstick licker, the high-up strapper, Glenn Bloody Fricker. We laugh at the maestros and those that can't play. We laugh at the straight. We laugh at the gay. We laugh at the portly. We laugh at the slight. Those that make art and those that make shite. We laugh at the fakes, the copyright infringers. We laugh at the ponces. We laugh at the gingers. We laugh at the shaven and those overgrown. Speedy Gonzales, Milhouse Ramon. Those that will get it and those that won't. Those that make thumbnails and those that don't. But it's only light-hearted and from a good place, 'cause all are welcome in the world of bass. Unless you're a dipstick. Now, since the official naming of the dipstick lick a few months ago, the main offenders have been keeping a very low profile, dipstick-wise. Just when you think it's about to arrive. Oh. Even Speedy Gonzales has toned it down. Oh. I can tell he wants to though. He must be picturing my face every time he gets to the climax. But I've got to hand it to Vincent Garcia. Despite the comments, he refuses to alter his ways. And he goes full dipstick in this outrageous display. Never go full dipstick. wasn't gonna upload this, but I still did. The situation is insane, so let's exploit for personal gain. Oh, I didn't wanna make this video, but I did. I regret this ever happened, but it did. My response to the allegations that don't exist. I just needed closure and I needed the exposure. Oh, I didn't wanna make this video, but I did. I won't interview Dave Gilmore, but I will. The stingray crushes everything, or better still, I can't help your sex addiction. Here's my OnlyFans subscription. Oh, I didn't wanna make this video, but I did. Goodbye, I made it, this is it. No, it's not. It's true, this time forever, not a bit. I wish it was. And if that didn't get your clicks, I'll stick to thumbnails of sexy chicks. Oh, I didn't wanna make this video. I didn't wanna make this video. I didn't wanna make this video, but I did. I've just been tagged in this video, and this guy's got some incredible dialogue.
Bassists, kings, when the old system of musical power collapsed, you were handed a gift, but instead, you crowned redheads and weird Italians doing sketch comedy.
Charles and Davy.
Game nerds making 40-minute essays on how Western music is racist.
Adam Neely.
And former gospel dudes dancing with the Teletubbies or dressed in quilts making whammy pedal arrangements of fart jokes.
Mono Neon.
British punk rockers dressed like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction doing takedowns.
Eh? That's not funny. The others were funny, but that one's not. Who the hell is this guy? Marbin, a jazz fusion outfit founded by military man Markovich and Berkeley graduate Rabin. Ugh. They don't even sound worthy of my catapult. How about you stop talking crap about me and my mates? I mean, enemies. And take your Ponzi weapons grade video game jazz and f*** off. I've just been tagged in this video, and this guy's got some incredible dialogue.
Bassists, kings, when the old system of musical power collapsed, you were handed a gift, but instead, you crowned redheads and weird Italians doing sketch comedy.
Charles and Davy.
Game nerds making 40-minute essays on how Western music is racist.
Adam Neely.
And former gospel dudes dancing with the Teletubbies or dressed in quilts making whammy pedal arrangements of fart jokes.
Mono Neon.
British punk rockers dressed like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction doing takedowns.
Eh? That's not funny. The others were funny, but that one's not. Who the hell is this guy? Marbin, a jazz fusion outfit founded by military man Markovich and Berkeley graduate Rabin. Ugh. They don't even sound worthy of my catapult. How about you stop talking crap about me and my mates? I mean, enemies. And take your Ponzi weapons grade video game jazz and f*** off. This girl got invited on stage by Green Day, but it didn't quite go to plan. First she nearly kills Mike Dirnt. And she clearly appreciates bass players more because she was less enthusiastic with Billy Joe. But this is the moment she enters the Bass Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Olivia. Olivia, you get to keep the guitar. What? You play the bass?
Go on, Olivia. No one wants your crappy guitar, Billy Joe. I bet he went home and wrote a sad little song about it called
Olivia, Olivia, I'll give you my best. Safe in my arms, I'll lay to rest.
That was
amazing. Who do you want to see next taking the challenge? And in fact, I'm going to put it to you.
Giacomo.
I live in a wonderful land called Yorkshire, but last week I had to visit London, where everything's grey and expensive. Luckily, on the first night, I was hanging out with my new mates, Eddie Izzard, Martin Freeman, and Cass from Skunk and Anzi, so that was fun. But then I was pretty bloody hungover for day 2 in London. What does this dipstick want now?
He makes fun of me for going to Berkeley.
What's he got his Berkeley bloomers in a twist over? No, I've never really liked cigarettes. I do like the occasional cigar. I sometimes have some of them little miniature Cubans. But I mean, they're not cigars really. They're more just like jumped up posh little fags. Which reminds me, I need to tell you the story of when I met Charles Bear too. Bloody hell. I forgot about that one.
I want to insult him back, but I'm not going to stoop to his level. I'm going to rise above it.
Ugh. If this guy was a spice, he'd be flour. Anyway, what to do with Charlie B? I've already smoked him in our last battle, so there's no point doing it again. How about we raise the stakes a little and give you all what you've been asking for? This overgrown strand of linguini has been doing my nutting with his viral filter videos. I reckon King Davey 504 is losing his touch. And it's time to see who really is the boss of the big 3. I propose a 3-way. Just 3 men, wood in hand, battling for dominance. Just how I like it. Musically.
To the sissy bus side, then a couple days and I don't see what's on there, he's away from it. All the cool rockers and the new suckers round at the corners and it's bad for change. I started thinking, you know, started thinking, I don't remember too much from that day. Something struck me funny when we were now money. Where we got away, you're only 15, with the music execution and the talk about fusion. Please have been. Where to go was the vote, the blues, radical.
Greetings! I'm here at Gear for PMT Andertons, and welcome to Sappers and the Captain.
Don't be a dipstick!
Well, this was a story I wasn't expecting to bring you today. You've probably heard of Mahini Day, who's up there with the most famous bass players in the world right now. She's risen to internet fame over the years through her titillating blend of jazz funk playing and outfit reveal videos. Now, personally, I think they're a load of shite. In your pocket.
What are you trying to say?
We were all wondering how and when Giacomo Tura would return, and it's happened. And he hasn't changed. And I've caught him. Again. Just how cunning Giacomo had been. Because this video of him is made up entirely of different creators' licks. You can piece together all these other YouTubers playing and make his one solo. Just listen to this. Every phrase stolen from someone else. Every pattern. Every bend. Every note. Same key. Same tempo. Not a second of originality. And this is just one of his videos. Why?
Danny tries to make videos for his fans every day, but today he's at the pub with his mates. So he's asked me, Paul Chuckle, to step in. Now go practice your bass guitar and don't be a dipstick. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, and no slacking.
Birds singing in the sycamore tree, dream a little dream of me. But there's another level, another dimension you could say. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind, a dimension of shite. You've just crossed over into the Berkeley zone.
11.
All the leaves are bright, and the sky is grey.
Here's an example of how not to behave online.
Danny Sapko, we want you to come to our gig on the 10th. Tag Danny Sapko in the comments below and help us get there. Danny Sapko, I want you to come to our gig. Danny Sapko, tag Danny Sapko in the comments.
Do you really think hounding me on Instagram is the way to get me to come see your band, Havoc City? All for the promise of free entry and a few free beers. The greatest rock and roll band in the world! Havoc City!
Thank you, Danny. We love you, mate. Thank you for coming.
This is what happens on the internet. You say one thing and it gets taken completely out of context. Now, I'm a firm believer that bass players should spend 99% of their time down here. And then before you can explain, up pops Crocodile Dundee.
Since Danny Sapko made that video, that rule was enforced by the law. That's why bass guitars come like this now, with a line which forbids bass players to go above the 5th fret.
You see, what I meant was...
But still, how's anyone gonna know? Oh no, it's the Danny Sap cops.
Bloody hell. Right, let me explain.
The defendant has been charged with playing outside of the permitted area of the fretboard. How do you plead?
Stupid, funny Will Gordon. There's something about Scott's bass lessons and their passion for the instrument that has an almost erotic energy to it. Just listen to Ian during this unboxing.
Look what just came in the mail.
You alright, Ian? And then there's Sharon.
I don't know why everyone stopped.
Bloody hell. And what about Scott? You can feel the tension in the room here.
I'm trying to create a bed that you can just lay in.
And I never thought I'd feel this way.
Well, anyway, I'm very excited myself today because the video you've all been waiting for is finally live. The ultimate bass three-way.
Steinberger!
No, put your pants back on, lads. I do, of course, mean the epic bass battle with myself, Davey504 and Charles Bear 2. Will I finally batter the Berkeley bombshell? Will I topple the leaning tower of shite? Or are we just secretly good friends making music together? I'm not telling you. See if you can work it out. This week I've been in trouble with the police. So we've started a new punk rock outfit called the Melancholies, featuring a keyboard player who can't play bass on bass, a bass player who can't play guitar on guitar, and a jazz funk drummer who doesn't like punk rock on drums. What a band. At least we got a singer with a mohawk. And we write songs about the important things in life, with hits such as Put Your Bins In for the Lads.
Put your bins in for the lads. I wanna use the fucking hat.
Ladies can have short hair.
Ladies can have short hair. It ain't that fucking rare.
And who could forget Where's My Fucking Bus?
Where's my fucking bus? Where's my fucking bus?
Now, during the filming for the Where's My Fucking Bus music video, a slight altercation between band members led to what West Yorkshire police believe is damage to public property. Personally, I believe there was no direct attack on the bin and it was just caught in the crossfire. And it was a particularly poncy bin, wasn't it? So, while I protest my innocence, please go check out the Melancholies on YouTube and streaming sites. And come see us at Bradford's legendary 1 in 12 club on the 5th of December. Yesterday was one of the strangest days of my life. I was visiting this rural northern town when I came across this unassuming church, who were actually putting on an 8-hour gig. Starting with this band who dress up as beekeepers from space at every performance. And here was their biggest fan, followed by this band, who the priest didn't seem too impressed by, and the day passed with more wacky and wonderful performances. And then came China Shop Bull, and absolute chaos erupted. Followed by Petrol Bastard. And if this wasn't all strange enough, then arrived the headline act in this quiet countryside church. I shit you not, the Cheeky Girls. And just to top it off, I only noticed as I was leaving that we were all being psychologically observed for some bizarre experiment. What the f***? Just wait till you see what I've had to deal with this week. I've got a list longer than a Leonard Cohen song. To start, I've been in the news twice, for two very different reasons. First, there was this lovely article from the BBC, as I've been delivering singing workshops to 6 Bradford primary schools this week with Bantam of the Opera, teaching them about the two most important things in life, music and football. And then there was this article. What a headline! And I just want to shout out Guitar Stuff Studio for possibly the greatest reaction to that video.
What a cock.
Summed it all up perfectly. Well, joining the elite club, courtesy of Gig.Inc., I present to you, made in Bradford, the Dipstickenbacker. Why the hell do you keep tagging me in videos from Berkeley? Berkeley! You also told me that the patron saint of Berkeley, Charles Beartooth, has had a river named after him. What's he been up to anyway? I've not seen him in a while. Bloody hell, Chuck. And what the hell's this? Another day at Berkeley. I've seen this strange trend loads recently of drummers hitting the bass guitar with their sticks. I don't come fiddling with your cymbals, so keep your tackle away from my gear. And what the hell's going on here? Just imagine you've got your shiny new handmade Wilcock bass and you're about to take a solo, and up pops the drummer with his wood in his hand. ¿Cómo te llamas? Hasta la vista, dipstick. I've been to some mad gigs this year. Remember the rave in the church with the cheeky girls? Well, last week I was at one that was equally bizarre. But first I've got some pretty cool stuff coming up myself, actually. Last few tickets remaining for Christmas with the Melancholies tomorrow if you're near Bradford. Then I'll be introducing the bands at Wall City Rockers next week. But you can't come to that because it's sold out. And next month I'll be joining Justin Bloody Hawkins on stage.
Justin Hawkins rise again.
More details to follow. But today I've got to tell you about my first time seeing Evil Blizzard, who have played with up to 4 bass players in the past, but settled on just the 2 this night at the Underground. First off, it took me far too long to realise that this guy wasn't holding a smile the whole time. And I don't know what sort of crowd I was expecting at a goth punk dub krautrock gig, but it attracted people of all ages who I got the sense lived very normal lives day to day, but turned into absolute freaks at a night with Evil Blizzard. At one point, a live guitar was passed into the audience. But one thing I couldn't get used to at all, after every song, instead of their loyal fans cheering them, they got this. This video has gone massively viral overnight. I'm not kidding, I must have had 50 people send me it. And it's very impressive and all, but don't all those bands do that? What is it about this particular clip that's captured the attention of social media? I mean, it can't be that hard, can it? Oh my god, this is terrifying. The key to being a successful musician on social media is to do something to grab the audience's attention in the first couple of seconds. There's Jada Drums with her stick spinning.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
There's John Dretto with his deep emotion. Ugh. He needs to get booked in for laser ponce surgery. And there's Lily Geeves with a seductive look to the camera. Well, there's one guy who made his first ever video on YouTube and got over 300,000 views using this technique. And it's been requested that I take a look at it. All I can say is the technique obviously works, because how the hell did this become one of the most successful first videos ever? Didn't expect that, did you?
I don't think anyone expected that. He asked for a sausage butty and said, did I know what a butty was? And then, said, do you have any bovril? An English language, I mean, if you can call what you speak English, an English language.
Harry Redknapp.
Yeah, there we go, the Danny Sapko signature squire.
Oh.
That is...
What the f***? That was all done.
But most exciting of all are these little things. I found a small company from Barcelona called Mr. Mojo Effects, who make 3D pedal toppers, which you can screw onto any standard size foot switch. And I got them to make me a batch of the classic BEHS logo, guaranteed to improve the look of any pedal. Although, as some of you pointed out recently, just be careful with pedals that feature the word analog. Isn't it sad to see professional musicians selling out to sponsored adverts? And Charles Bertu. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday to Berkeley. Now, no one asked for my opinion on Mahini Day, John Dretto and Lexi Rose, but I'm gonna give you it anyway. I think you're sending out entirely the wrong message to aspiring musicians that look up to you. You only care about money, you're an embarrassment to your profession, and you're a big bunch of pricks. Thank you. This is a 2025 Rickenbacker bass, and it sounds like this. People in the UK have been shocked to see this dipstick on the TV quite a bit recently. I'm surprised they even let me on after what happened a few years ago.
Who are you going to be for us tonight?
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Meatloaf.
Meatloaf! Very tasty! He's a dead ringer, all right. Tonight, singing live, Meatloaf!
What were hair and makeup thinking? Well, I'm afraid for the third day in a row I'm going to be gracing your television screens as part of this documentary on BBC One tomorrow. So yesterday I was honoured to be singing with Bantam of the Opera live at Sports Personality of the Year, where I hoped I'd meet some world famous sports stars at the after party. But they were all busy, so instead I got pissed with Angry Ginge. However, this morning was where the real entertainment was. Introducing the most sober man on morning television ever. I love Christmas. I spend all year waiting to hear those classic tunes again, like the one from the Beach Boys. It's the little Saint Dipstick, Dipstick. It's the little Saint Dipstick, Dipstick. Or that one from Slade. Come on, feel the Christmas. The Slade lads are getting Christmas. I think that's how it goes.
And you proudly state that I rejected the collaboration with Suno. My man, your only song is taking the piss about sex offenders. I have personal friends who've had their whole life as a journey healing from such traumatic events that you just go and take the piss about.
That bloody song was about someone going into Pets at Home and fiddling with the hamsters. I'm sorry if I've offended all your hamster mates. But just some closing thoughts, Marco, in case it's not clear how I feel. Take your energy drinks and your sleeveless vest and your greedy girlfriend and your shite music and fuck off. Bon gelati. Well, it's Christmas Eve, and it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Brought to you by the BEHS Broadcasting Company, it's this week's Christmas news. Dagan Wilkin writes his list for Santa. Scott Devine tries a new party trick. Davey 504 does karaoke.
Don't have to be beautiful to turn me on.
Charles Bertu has a glass of sherry. And rich parents disappointed by the Berkeley Christmas concert. Merry Christmas, you bastards! I've been seeing some heartwarming clips of people receiving musical gifts over Christmas. This guy thought he was just getting a new case for his bass, only to find...
Wait, you got it?
I mean, it is the Charles Bertu signature, but I'll let it slide because it's Christmas. And then there was this video of Hugh Jackman, who surprised these students with a load of new instruments.
with a whole bunch of new instruments for you guys.
Don't it just fill you with festive cheer? I wonder if even Mahini Day was feeling merry and posted something heartwarming.
106 of these dollars inside of my pocket. There's hundreds of bitches who've had my attention, but you guess you...
No, of course she didn't. Well, it's been 10 years today since the death of rock and roll legend Lemmy, and I just want to share my own personal Lemmy story from the one time I saw him in the flesh. So Motorhead came to St George's Hall in Bradford on the Inferno tour. Underrated album, I must say. Some crackers on there. And it was actually my first ever gig, and my dad took me and my mate along. So the support band was In Flames, and they come on stage and they say, "We've played in New York, Las Vegas and Paris, but we've never been more excited to play here in Bradford." And the crowd went, "Yeah, right." That's the sort of line that doesn't work in Northern England. And then on come Motorhead, and it is loud, proper loud. And my dad's brought these earplugs for us all, and we put them in, and everyone's looking at us, and it turns out they're like neon kind of luminescent earplugs that are glowing in the dark. And my dad says, "Oh, we can't wear these." And just at that point, it's about 3 songs in, Lemmy comes up to the mic. "I can't hear the fucking bass, turn the bass up." They turned the bass up to ear-splitting volumes. I was only 12 at the time, and I swear my hearing's never been the same. But what a gig. And I kid you not, about 6 months later, they had to close St George's Hall because they found a crack in the ceiling. And I swear it was Lemmy with his Ricky. To Lemmy, what a legend. So this person was caught on CCTV stealing 2 mandolins this week. And I can't believe this, but I'm having to prove it's not me. I've had countless emails and comments accusing me. And then they interviewed shopkeeper Rick Beato.
Giacomo couldn't play well enough to be on my channel.
And he got sidetracked for a bit, but then he said this.
It's stolen by Danny Sapko.
Bloody hell. And you'll never guess what happened next. The suspect returned the stolen items alongside this note, with the poor English, drunken behaviour and bad handwriting only strengthening the case against me. So what people seem to think happened is that I nicked them just to do a video and then give them back. And I just want to say that's total bollocks.